What's going on, all my risk takers out there? I am Ace Torn. You're now tuned in to the Risk Takers Show. So today we are located at Walton Athletic 24. We have a risk taker that's joining us today. Has been the owner of Walton Athletic 24 for over 30 plus years. So we're gonna sit down and go through the process, what it takes to own a successful gym for over 30 plus years. Mr. William Berry. How you doing, Mr. Berry?
I'm doing fine. It's
Doing
good to
good?
be here. Thank
Yes,
you
sir.
for
It's
inviting
good
me.
to be
Glad to be here.
Yeah, definitely, man. We're gonna start from the beginning. What made you be an owner of a gym?
Well, I really started back in Nebraska. That's where I'm from, Omaha, Nebraska, Midwest. I started managing a fitness center for a mental health hospital and really working with kids on a regular basis and a lot of the people from the neighborhood in Nebraska. And it just kind of blossomed. They gave me the opportunity to design that fitness center for them. Wellness was a big thing at that time.
Right.
And so that kind of spurred me to I was running a fitness center had a gymnasium, swimming pool, even had a miniature bowling alley.
And you was running all of that?
Oh yeah.
Just you?
Yes. So basically in charge of the recreation portion of the facilities. And while I was in college, I went to University of Nebraska at Omaha, eventually graduated from Bellevue University in Nebraska, and had a fitness background. Physical education was kind of my thing. I was always very physical. I wrestled in high school, played a little football.
I never heard this. This is my first time ever hearing, a trainer training mental health patients. We was talking a couple of days ago, and you said something, and I stopped and I thought about it. I said I didn't think about it that way, but you said, because I'm thinking mental health patients, like, they're trying to fight you, they're trying to kill you while you training them.
Nope.
Like what's going through my head. But you said something that kind of triggered me, and I thought about it. You said everybody got mental health problems.
Oh, absolutely.
So that changed the whole game, my mindset on that.
A lot of people don't think about it, but just living in the world of all kinds of trials and tribulations that we go through, we all deal with mental health issues and codependency, paranoid schizophrenics, depression. The world's just hard on us.
Right.
And you see the things that kids are going through this day and time.
Right.
So back in that, it's not changed much. Actually, mental health was really, really more prevalent even in those days because it was more time invested in kids then, I think.
Think so?
Yes, I do.
And I think the difference, now quote me if I'm wrong on this, the difference between everyday people walking around with mental health issues and the people that's in the facility, the only difference is they have the money to check themselves in to get help.
Absolutely.
And the ones out in the world, everyday people don't.
Absolutely.
Because I know it's a lot of money to actually, check yourself into a mental health hospital.
It's a lot of money invested. It's sad because insurance has changed a lot over the years, and back in those days, insurance companies would pay for people to come into mental health hospitals, and they had longer stays. Right. Nowadays, the average person going to mental hospital 2 to 3 weeks, they're out of there. They treat them with medication, and that's about it.
2 to 3 weeks, that's not gonna cure nothing.
It's a vicious circle. It's a constant. Remember this, it's easier to heal an organ, a broken bone, but the hardest thing to heal in the human body is the mind, the brain. And people go through some tragic things in their lives. As you can see, more shootings in these schools, more incidents going on just with teenagers now. Drugs are much more prevalent in kids' lives than they were back in those days. So, we're living in some scary times now.
Right.
And so, yeah, mental health is really, really very prevalent now. It always has been. Everybody's struggles with some kind of a mental health. And one thing I'll tell you, why wellness was such a big part of mental health in those days. Because if a person is suffering from depression or any kind of mental health problem, exercise is one of the best ways to lift them up,
Right.
to get them to feeling better about themselves. To send that adrenaline to the brain where they just, it just makes a world of difference. I can tell you things that we did back then.
Promise it do.
We had tournaments, basketball tournaments, ping pong tournaments, volleyball tournaments. We did all kinds of activities to keep kids active, and that made their stay a lot more pleasant. And then when they did get out of the hospital, they didn't end up back in so quickly, because you'll find people that have mental health problems, they have a tendency to have they have that turnaround. They're back and forth in the mental hospital much more often than any other kind of medical circumstance.
Like you said, 2 weeks ain't enough. That's not a long time. How long did they stay when you was in the mental hospital?
Oh my God, the average
person
that day and time was probably 3 months. They kept people in the hospital at least 3 months. I've seen them as long as 8. And it was just much more invested. Insurance companies start tightening their belts, and they start cutting benefits to families, and it's why you see so many more homeless people, so many more people out there that are struggling mentally, because there's no benefits out there for them.
Right.
So, I made it a point when I came to Georgia here at Walton Athletic. I think it was a calling for me. And when I came here, I wanted a very diverse environment. I wanted activities here for my customers to come to and enjoy outside of their regular
life.
Right. And so they enjoy it when they walk in the door.
Right.
It's all about our customer service and how we treat them. And it's made a big difference.
Yeah.
It's why we've lasted so long.
Right. We're gonna transition into by you keeping yourself so healthy so long. So this year, how old are you?
I turned 70 years old December 29th.
70 years old. You would never guess that.
Well, thank you.
What are your workout regimens to keep yourself so fit and in shape?
One of the things that I'd have to say, this is the best medicine in the world. There's a lot of medications out there that people are taking to heal a sick body.
Right about that.
But nothing beats getting in exercise at least 3, 4, 5 days a week. We all need to be doing something to keep our bodies tuned. We take better care of our homes, our cars, everybody else other than ourselves. I preach to customers every day. They'll come in the door and they'll say, well, we're thinking about getting involved. We're thinking about exercising. I said, how long are you going to think about it?
Yeah.
Here you already are, over 50 years old, and you're thinking about taking care of yourself. I think, and I believe in the Lord, I believe in God, and I'm not going to start preaching or anything like that, but God has given us a temple, almost a perfect temple, when we came into the world, and we destroy it over time. We destroy it with food, drugs, the activities that we get involved in. It's kind of sad, but I preach to people all day long when they walk in this door, and it's not a sales pitch. It's reality.
Right.
Take time for your body. Do something. 30, 45 minutes of exercise a day will do you good.
Yeah.
And will add years to your life. And you find most of the people that you see that come in here are seniors down to into our adolescent years. Those that work out on a regular basis, you will find that they are so much healthier They look so much better.
They do.
I got some people that come in here that are in their 50s, and you would think these people are 60, 70, and 80 years old. And
Because their body's so beat up.
and you can't convince them.
Yeah.
Take time for yourself. Start exercising. But you know, that old analogy: you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. You can't make them drink.
Can't make them drink. And it actually be upsetting me, so I had to take my feelings out of it at certain point, because I can't force people. I can't force you to do it. So I had to take my feelings out of it and just try to just encourage people, empower people, and just lead by example.
Exactly.
What's one time in your life where it was a breaking point for you, but it didn't break you?
Oh gosh,
Mentally,
there's
like-
been several times in our lives. We all go through a lot of changes in our lives, and I'd say there was a time when I was around 21. Then I went through another, but once I got into the fitness field, it was a smooth ride. And then I had another, probably in my early 30s. And then things smoothed out again. We have our ups and downs in life. And when I moved to Georgia, I got married and moved to Georgia. It was just a new experience. I was afraid, but it was good. It was a good opportunity.
But one thing you did to get through those trial and errors, trial and tribulations in life.
Remember, never quit, and pray about your life. Put your life. I believe in the Lord. I don't know, I'm not here to convince anybody about God, but I've always had a strong relationship. It came from childhood. My parents instilled that in me. And I've always had a strong relationship with God. So when things did get hard, I always reached out to Him. And so I can say I've even had some experiences. When I first bought the business here, I started the fitness. Well, I didn't actually. I was the manager of this fitness center 10 years prior before buying it.
Right.
And after I bought the fitness center, when the real estate market crashed, I'm also a real estate agent. I'm also a massage therapist. I do a lot of things.
Do a lot.
And when I was in the real estate market, and then I had the fitness center too, it was around 2007 and 8. I could say that was a real trying time for me. And thought I was going to lose both businesses. But my strong belief in God, I had some good friends in this community that stepped up for me and helped me through it. But one thing I have to say in regards to myself, I just didn't quit. Was afraid, but I prayed about where I was at, and I just went to work. Just kept my nose to the grindstone, and I pulled through it.
Pull through it.
And that's what I'd say to anybody. It's hard for young people to see it, because I'm a baby boomer, so I came from a different generation.
Right.
The kids of this day and time have not been taught to work through hard times. Their parents has always saved them whenever things got rough for them, and rightfully so. But in our day and time, our parents taught us to ride it out. When it gets hard, just stick to it and don't quit. And that's where I'm at. To this day, this is why I'm here to this day. I mean, this fitness center is going to always, fitness business has its ups and downs, because it's a lot of times the last thing on a person's budget. And you just can't quit.
Yeah.
And then, we made it through COVID, so that's a real trial.
Yeah. That could have ended everything.
Ooh,
We
yes.
thought it did.
Yes,
You
thought
know.
it was. I thought we were done.
Yeah. What would you tell new members out there that's looking for a fitness gym, and why should they come here?
Well, I think our customer service stands out more than anything. They feel like they're at home when they walk in the store. Our customers, we treat them with respect. One of the things that means a lot to people, I think, we learn their names when they walk in the door.
See, that's special.
And it's when they walk in this door, I
special.
know my customers.
Right.
I've learned them over the years. You're one of those examples.
Yeah.
You've been here since you were 15 years old.
Right.
We know you.
Right.
We know a lot of the young people that have stayed with us over the years. They were in my nursery 20 years ago.
Right.
And so they're adults now. They have families, and they're prospering. They have their own businesses, and they stayed with us.
Right.
Not to say we don't have competition. We do in this community, but people like you to know them when they walk in the door.
Right.
They want to feel like they're at home.
Yeah.
And then if it's a brand new customer, that's our attitude is to make them feel like they belong. We had some new people join yesterday, so I took them around yesterday and showed them around the club,
Right.
introduced them to some of the customers
Right.
and some of the trainers, and it just made them feel just
They're good.
Yeah,
I feel like
yeah.
they're welcome.
Yeah.
They're real welcome. Yeah.
And that's what people want. They don't want to go into an environment and they get on a machine and nobody ever talks to them, nobody interacts with them,
Yeah.
and they feel closed in, they're afraid, they already might be an individual that has a real low self-esteem.
Man,
And
I
it
talk
goes
to
back
so
to that
many
mental
people.
health issue,
Yep.
you know, and they're looking for a place to belong. I've had a customer, I wouldn't call his name out, but he said to me, this has been as much as 4 or 5 years ago, he's still my customer to this day. And I was asking him about renewing. And he said to me, Mr. Berry, I don't know if I belong here. He says, nobody seems to ever interact with me or talk to me, or
This
I
was in the gym.
yeah, this was a customer here. And I said to him, I says, really? So I said, now, I called his name out, and he was shocked that I remembered his name. And I said, now, we're gonna start with me. I am your new friend here at the Walton Athletic 24. I'm the person that you can always talk to when you walk in this door. If you need some help on some equipment, I can show you how to use it. I apologize that we dropped the ball and not involved you as much as we should have, but it won't happen again. And that was 5 years ago. And he's still my customer. He walks in this door and I call him out by name.
Yeah.
We have a great relationship. He is a good customer.
Right.
And he supports us. And so everybody, I'm not saying that everybody walks in this door, I will remember their name, but I'll guarantee you a good 65% of them I do.
You remember. Right.
Yeah, I do.
Well said. Well said. Last question. What would you say the biggest risk you took in your life up to this point?
Oh, gosh.
The biggest risk.
First of all, you got to get out of your own way. And that's hard to
Ooh,
do.
that's powerful.
That's getting out of your own way, boy, because sometimes fear is so prevalent that you just can't, you're scared to take chances.
Yeah, it's scary.
You're scared to take money that you've saved and invested in something that you believe that's going to do well. And that was I had saved my money, and to borrow the money to buy this, I had some obstacles in front of me. I had a few banks that turned me down for the loan to buy it at first. Wasn't because of a credit issue. It was just, I guess it wasn't the right time for them.
Yeah.
I don't know what the circumstances was, but there was a key banker here that believed in me and saw my vision and made the investment. And then I made an investment myself when I built the swimming pool, and that's been about 19 years ago. But even my landlord at the time was a person that believed in me. I don't normally like to mention names, but his name was Hal Breedlove.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of him to this day. And he was a catalyst for my success here. I wouldn't still be here if it wasn't for him stepping up and helping.
Right.
Good man. And this community is full of good people.
Yeah, it is.
You've been one of my customers that have been there through thick and thin. This community, first of all, I want to end by saying this. The reason this fitness center has existed so many years is mainly because God chooses for it to. I'm third in line. Second is because these customers could have made or broke me at any stage, but they stood by this fitness center. This is their fitness center. Walton Athletic 24 belongs to Walton County, and they supported the city of Monroe, the county, different corporations here in this community, young and old, seniors, kids. They support this fitness center. This is their home. And third, me.
Yeah.
I'm a decent salesman.
I'm a decent salesman.
Yeah, I'm a decent salesman, and I maybe I don't give myself as much credit as I should.
You should give yourself a whole lot more, but you
Yeah.
bumble with it.
But I stick by them. My trainers, as you know, Kenyatta Talaferra, Thomas Biggs,
Yes, sir.
Tammy Wilson, Brad Smith, all of my trainers that have been with me all these years that stuck by me. My instructors, I cannot go without mentioning my main instructor, Sarah Thomas, my aerobic coordinator. She was with me from beginning. Carol Moody, Janie Hawk, all of these people were my team. They're my soldiers.
Right.
And that's my new name for all of my staff now. They are my soldiers. And they battle for me each and every day. They come in here, they serve our customers, they take care of them. We've been through some thick and thin together, but most of them, I can't go without mentioning. I call her Big Mama, but that's Laura Thomas.
Yeah.
And she is a former educator, very intelligent woman. I depend on her. Alias Princess, I call her Princess, but her name is Morgan Vandergrift. My office manager, just a beautiful young lady, someone I have a lot of respect for. I love her to pieces. And my young ones, Peyton Cox.
Yeah.
He's a young fella. He ain't but probably 19, 20 years old, was in my nursery.
Okay.
And now he's one of my front desk staff. And a sharp young man, Allie Wages, one of my swim instructors, front desk staff, smart young lady. And I'm starting to mentor a lot of new young kids coming along. Kamari Brooks, Jaden Brooks, Jemias Brooks, who is in college now. If I could call out all the people that have crossed my path in these 32 years to say that I'm truly proud of and to see them prospering in their lives, it's been a blessing. It's been a real blessing.
Real journey.
Yes, it has.
Yeah.
Yes, it has.
Blessed journey. Well, Mr. Barry, I'm proud of you.
It's a pleasure.
I promise, like I said.
And I'm proud of you.
Oh, thank you.
Very proud of you.
Thank you.
It's good to see you prospering
Appreciate
and
it,
doing
man.
well. Yeah, I remember when you were 15 years old.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
God has been in your life, and He's
wide open.
Yes, He is.
Yeah,
And you're going to keep growing, young man.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for
Much
being
love.
part of Walton Athletic 24.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. Appreciate
Thank
it. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, there you go. Mr. Barry, Walton Athletic 24. Don't forget to like, comment, and to subscribe to the channel. We'll see you next episode.